He just gives you like a nice little smile and says, "Believe me, I have plenty."
Oh, cool.
Panak, I need a 20% diluted solution of acid 6 and 7.
Nerd.
Nerd. Then I need you to bring me a golden binding serum. That should be top shelf 6th row. And you just see him putting together like a little apparatus, and he slides out a little stone plate glowing with like red veins, and he slides it onto the base of it. Any other questions, my boy?
You got anything lying around that would cure mercurium poisoning? Or help it?
Several different types of magic I can think of could probably pull the poison out. But other than that, I'm not usually making poisons for myself to use, so I don't really keep antidotes around.
Ow.
Also, if I need to heal somebody, it's kind of just a little bit of a kind of thing.
Yeah, makes sense. I guess I can learn how to do stuff like that on my own, right?
You could find a book to do it.
Cool.
And you see him just roll the crystal into the flask and then tighten the support from the stand above the stone onto it. Panak comes walking over with a small little like wooden cart train behind him with all the vials that Zanzibar asked him to get. So it's literally just this tiny little golem with this tiny little wagon train behind him as he pulls this rope with pride and distinction. Just
My cabbages!
my cabbages. Well, Samson's asked plenty of questions. Do you have any questions, Yana?
Do I look like I was listening?
She was.
I know.
I did specifically say she looked like she was listening.
I know. It's just
Hey, yo,
the first
do I
one that came
look
to
like
mind.
I was listening? Yes.
Yes!
Well, I
Oh, well
wasn't.
then yes, I have several questions. But no, she's just gonna say, I don't believe so.
Fair enough. And he'll pour a solution into the vial with the golem crystal. And he'll set it down on the plate, and you'll see the solution start to boil and bubble.
Huh.
He takes his finger and puts it by the plate. An igneous stone plate, a natural heating element. It's good for many solvents and other dilutions and solutions.
That's like the opposite of the little, ice ones you gave us, right?
Yes, igneous stone naturally attunes itself to pyro, whereas ice stone attunes to cryo. The two stones are natural representations of these, and thus were some of the earliest used substances for controlling such magics. Whereas fire and ice are natural formations, these two stones gave those who were able to mine them and process them the earliest ability to control magic. In the earliest days of sentience, I can still remember some of your great ancestors, far different from what any of you looked like, running around with them tied to sticks loosely.
What a bunch of dweebs.
They learned magic from rocks?
Some of them did. Or at least it was the very first forms of, I guess you could consider it artifice. Back then there wasn't wasn't a difference between a wizard and an artificer. There was just shamans, though doctors of the arcane. Of course, these words weren't used. It was kind of more unga bunga, roar roar, hiss snarl.
So, if I learn enough about stuff like this, then...
All learning is built from fundamental building blocks, Samson. Even language was developed from simple things. Sentences weren't always the case. Really, when you boil language down, boil. All it is just sounds created, with meaning placed behind them that is based on learning. Same thing as when you were a baby. You learn to speak by listening to the association between what those around you said and what they were referencing to. Before you can remember anything, they probably pointed to several things and will repeat words. Learning starts from the smallest, most fundamental of things. There was one time when no one understood what the trees or the wind was. It was all just scary magic. As people learn, that magic reduces to knowledge, and that knowledge becomes less impressive. You don't think about the smaller things, like the development of a spoon or a fork, but they are in their own ways innovations beyond your wildest dreams. Changes the game.
Didn't know you were so into spoons.
Did she actually say that?
No! I
It's
say that.
so funny.
Kel is not a funny person.
And you notice as he's saying this, there's like a smile creeping across his face that he doesn't even seem to be aware of. It all boils down to evolution. The evolution of mortals and their ability to crawl themselves from the dankest of dirts. The mother of nothingness, and on top of that they build civilizations. They protect themselves and grow. And unfortunately, then, they war, they fight, they gain knowledge enough to know themselves, and because they believe they know themselves so well, they believe they also know everyone else. And then it devolves into what you see now. War, strife, chaos. Sometimes it's better when nothing thinks for itself, when everything is just a beast. At least then the natural order works in a better cycle. But you can't stop sentience. Because
Sadly.
for all the evil and darkness it brings, you do lose something. You lose the simple things. You lose creation, innovation, dreams, hope. As much as I disdain them, there is also a natural place in reality for the biggest lies of all. Truth, justice, righteousness. All of these things, good or bad, like them or not, make existence worth living. Makes life worth continuing. You can't just pick and choose what's good or bad. You must accept it in its own totalitarian. Wrong word. Wrong word that starts with total.
Totality?
Yes, totality. I suppose that's a hard pill to swallow. And whether I remember how I learned it or not, that seems to be the truth of all things. One cannot control the flow of the universe. One can only watch it. When one believes themselves big enough to force change, well then, you tip the scales and everything begins to fall apart. But in the meantime, you can still do fun things, as he looks down at the flask. Like make a golem. Simple it creation. And he starts dumping in both acids, and that's when a flame erupts from the flask he's pouring into.
Wow, Samson says as he pulls his hat away from the fire.
My tassels might burn, not my hair.
I can't let anything happen to my tassels.
Zanzibar takes 4 tiny little pylons, positions themselves in levitating fashion around the flask, and begins to spin them around with a simple gesture of his hand. Inside, you start to see the golem core spinning and revolving at an increasingly fast pace.
It's breakdancing.
It's getting funky with it.
It is, as the cool kids say, getting jiggy with it.
It's breaking it down. I need a break. I need a bathroom. I'll be right back. Think
It's
of
breaking
thoughts,
it down.
Ask questions. Do stuff.
Lol.
Dang! Alright, I'm back. Missed me much?
You were gone?
Right.
Well, okay, if you say so.
No, cry.
And here I thought surely that would get more questions out of you.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of things I was thinking about.
Not burning my tassels was the important one.
Not getting burned was one of them.
A simple mind has many glorious aspects. And I'll switch out the burner plate for one that looks like it's doing nothing, but it looks like the walls of the tower.
Huh. Is that part of your tower decoration?
No, it's a plate of Adam. I'm going to use it as a charger for the crystal. Bind it with just enough life force to bring it to life.
Did you mean Eve?
Yes.
I like it because it's shiny.
Oh.
He said Eve.
He said Eve.
I'm an idiot.
I figured. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no.
I got you.
Good on you for remembering what is what.
One is literally anti-magic, and the other one is wacky woohoo magical.
Wacky woohoo magical Jackie!
Huh.
I miss that show so much.
You were talking about that a bit.
Yes.
That stuff's like the opposite to Adam, ain't it?
In a manner, yes. Both
Cool.
both is solid magical energy and yet capable of also drawing it from the air. Which will also be why the tower is completely built out of it.
Is that why it's so magic-y around here?
No. The tower is basically a conducting rod to try and prevent it from being any more magic-y around here.
Oh.
It's too magic up in here, yo.
Yes, contrary to what one might want to think, or what one might automatically assume. When you kill a god of that much power, you tend to mess up everything around the area.
Oh, is that why this place is, like, hot?
And you just see him pause for a second. He just takes a deep breath and sighs, just... Yes. When I killed Salaris here, it released everything that she was. And a god of a sun, and a goddess of the sun is nothing if not fire incarnate.
I thought you were gonna say hot, and I was gonna be like, oh yeah.
I have thought to say that, but like I knew you guys would run with it, so I would not. I'm getting better.
It doesn't need to be said.
Doesn't need to be said. When she first died, this entire area was nothing but molten, burning death.
Oh. Yeah, I can't imagine living there.
Well, I could because I did.
What a weirdo.
And he kind of just slumps forward and he puts his arms on the table. After all, it was the best penance I could pay.
They were your friend, huh?
He was the only god I could possibly imagine that was worth being called a god. A true epitome of what it meant to be good, to be charitable, to be kind. And yet she was so stubborn. At the end of the day, if I hadn't killed her, then, well, the Eladrin wouldn't exist and the gods would have ran amok. I made them fear me in order to stop their idiocy from polluting the world. But I had to pay a price and make a choice, and Salaris wouldn't listen to me. So I didn't give her a choice. And the worst thing she could have possibly done, she did. She smiled as I killed her. Because she understood exactly what I was doing. I would have rathered if she hated me. She cursed my very name and everything I represented, but no, she forgave me. Like a truly good being. That's why I built the tower on the very last place she stood, because what else was I to do?
Go see a therapist.
Yeah. Sucks having to kill a friend of yours.
It sounds bad, but it's not.
Yes. I suppose you could say it does. But in the grand scheme of things, if you kill one to save 1,000,000, it's worth it, isn't it?
Well, I can't exactly say no, can I?
We're going through a moral dilemma right now. Can we not?
We've been going through a moral dilemma.
Where?
Good.
The only thing I can't wrap my head around is she listened to me and stopped fighting when they were trying to get rid of the Colossi, and then took my words so seriously that she wouldn't fight when I asked her to protect the Eladrin. She stood so high on moral principle that she couldn't see the situations were different. And yet, she also understood she was wrong. She knew she was wrong, but stuck to her principles and died for it. Even I can't fathom that. Which is one of the many reasons why I say to have morals is to be a moron. When you bind yourself to ethics and moral principles, you lose sight of what can be done. You'll choose to let some people die for the sake of letting others live because it's on some moral high ground.
It's literally what you just did.
Doesn't make sense. And at that, you'll see him just kind of stop the core from spinning. And he'll take it out, open up the mercurium jar, and just drop it in. The oil sizzling from the heat around it. That's going to have to sit in there for a few hours, and I have to go make a handle. And he kind of squints his eyes. Where's Nim?
Sleeping.
So, super funny. You should say that. 30 seconds.
Nim walks in covered in blood.
It's not mine, don't worry.
Nim, did you just get back from prom?
I thought you were gonna say something else!
Dang. I mean, is this better?
Significantly so! I thought he was gonna say something else! Of course, I say that's significantly better because I don't even fully understand what he means.
Well, when I think of a weird socially inept girl with psychic powers covered in blood, I think of Carrie.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank, fam.
It's a movie.
Really?
It's a movie. It's a classic movie.
It's a movie.
It's
still drawing a
genuinely-
blank.
it's an old Spielberg? Am I?
I don't know.
I'm gonna sound like an idiot. It's either Spielberg or Kubrick, but it's just an old horror movie about a girl who gets bullied, and then the final thing before she snaps is they at the prom they vote her prom queen,
And
they
then just
dump
dump
like
a bunch
gallons
of pig blood on her?
Yeah, that's the pig blood at prom thing.
Oh yeah, I didn't know she had psychic powers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she basically just
broken
uses
thing.
magic to kill everyone there and goes home, and that's the end of the movie.
That
It's never
Sounds-
explained.
like a terrible
Oh.
ending.
There's a bit more to it than that, but
Yeah, there's like a bit more to it, but like it's never really explained.
yeah. But anyway, so in my head, I imagine that Nim's actually hanging over the staircase, listening in. Because she
Like-
didn't want to
like-
fully.
Like it's Home Alone.
Nim's always in Home Alone.
True. Are
Nim
y'all
just
are
loves
y'all
me
on
for
Samson the Bandits?
Of course.
Hope your end goal is not trying to kill Nim. Like in the second movie?
So
course
wait,
it is.
which one's which? Because you're taller, but I'm dumber.
The rules. I mean, the rules are inverted, that's what I meant to say. Along with the height. Yep, but I imagine Nim's just like hanging halfway down the staircase because she didn't want to fully walk in because you guys were all talking. And so she's just kind of
I
hanging
mean, we
there.
weren't all talking. Zanzibar was talking.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. How that time he killed his friend for a wicked prank.
Bro.
I wouldn't simplify it that far, but also it's hard to
I
tell
will
because
simplify everything.
Nim's still sitting in the bed.
Oh, I know. I was doodling that. That's why I didn't move it.
Token.
Tolkien.
Zanzibar will take the jar, put it on another Eve plate, and just set that to spin mode.
I imagine it breakdancing.
Why does everybody say that? It's just a spinning sphere.
All spinning is breakdancing.
Oh,
These are the
cool! My
rules.
little golem's a b-boy.
Of course he is.
Back streets back. All right.
Alright.
Oh God, where's that meme? Hold on, let me find a funny meme. Oh, I say funny in quote.
What? I have pings. What happened?
What? That's pretty good.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, damn it, that got a smile out of me.
Also, I don't know how Nim would be hanging over like that because it's not a staircase. It's like 4 steps to the second level.
She's Nim. She does what she wants. She's floating just for this.
Wild surge, and now I'm levitating, but whatever. Oh, and I pictured it was like the spiral staircase.
Of course you did.
I love spiral staircases, even though they're awkward and uncomfortable, and you feel like you're gonna fall, and it absolutely
They
will kill
are.
you.
They are the worst.
They're terrible.
I love spiral staircases, but
They're
this is...
never built to support a person.
They're built as a gag. So, what's the
Second.
handle looking to be made out of?
Well, it needs to be something that you're not going to likely break, because the downside of homunculus is if its container breaks, it dies.
Oh. Poor guy.
Well, dies as much as something semi-sentient can. It's not exactly organic. And it is only a construct. But, that's besides the point. So I'm thinking of several different crystals, however, drilling them out into a handle shape is going to be quite the chore. I could make it out of diquartzium crystal, but that's... Well, I've got relatively infinite time on my hands, I guess. I could subject myself to non-stop bit drilling.
So, Nim, who's chilling on the stairs on this sadly not spiral staircase, will go, but Samson doesn't have an infinite amount of time.
That's true.
I'm being facetious, student.
Can you be realistic?
Yes, I can! Why aren't you training?
Because I was sleeping.
Oh, well, that's pretty non-realistic of you.
Where's my sass coming from? I said, have you looked in the mirror? Was what I almost said. And if we're being realistic, this is a set above game. Nim wouldn't be training at this hour.
If we were being realistic, absolutely nothing that has happened this entire game would have happened.
If we were being realistic.
We wouldn't be playing D&D.
True.
Yeah. We'd just be doing math.
Yay.
You guys.
Woo! Time to play Anima!
Woo!
I'm giving Shala 7,000 development points. I'm giving Samson
Alright.
10 development
all of it.
points, and I'm
Alright.
giving Nim. Hold on, I gotta roll dice.
Damn, I see who the favorites are.
It's never been Samson.
Oh, I rolled more dice than I intended. 111 development points.
Somehow Jade's still the only one who could do anything with that.
Yeah, literally. Hey, perfect time for Hyala to be leaving too.
Woo! That's still gotta get fully resolved at some point.
Yeah.
Who's
Sorry.
making Minecraft eating noises?
Sorry.
Are you okay, Shay? Are they feeding you over there?
No.
Why does
my
this
nail file picked up.
D6 have a
No,
line
those-
on it?
those-
I just realized.
That was my nail file. I'm sorry. I
Were
took it out.
you shaving cabbage with your nail file?
There is a
My
coarse
cabbages.
side and a smooth side. I chipped a nail.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, okay.
Gasp.
How could this happen to you?
You made your mistakes.
Bitch.
Continue teaching Samson.
Well, it's on the spin cycle. He's kind of done for now.
Alright. Do you have a book on poisons and anti-poisons? Antidote. That's what they're called.
He sits there with a smirk on his face. And he doesn't let that slip by. He's like, ha, anti-poisons.
Hey. I'm unfamiliar with this stuff.
I
Learn
know.
new things all day.
So have I.
You don't want to know what he's learned.
I can take several guesses.
I would prefer you don't.
I believe Nim already knows.
Nim already knows? Alright.
That's honestly not a surprise.
Nim is older than 13. Now.
Hey, you just see Zanzibar look from Hyala, and he just looks over to Samson with this, like, what the fuck face.
Congratulations?
Well, she used to be 12 not too long ago.
I was 17 before I was 12. In this instance.
She didn't seem to forget any information.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
we are
that's
all
true.
aware that there was a point in time when Nim's parents could have been the happiest people alive, and yet were robbed of that so cruelly.
But I thought you didn't like them.
I'm being sarcastic, you boob! And he just smacks Samson up the backside of the head.
His head lands square into the mercury.
Hi, everybody!
Hey, everybody! Ah, Mr. Scooby!
I got bitten by a radioactive peanut.
I was a
This
teenage
is why we wear
radio-
safety glasses in lab, folks.
I was a teenage radioactive peanut.
Yikes.
Whoa, did it give you superpowers? No, it gave me cancer.
Okay.
What time is it now?
Probably like 7.
9:40 for them.
Probably getting closer to 8 at this point.
Fair.
Speaking of things, my intrepid boob, where is that golem core you've had?
Who are you talking to?
Samson. He just smacked him upside the head and is now
You-
asking.
You do remember that he... Oh, you mean the big one?
Yeah, the big one.
Yeah, I got it right over here. And he's gonna pull it out of the bag of holding.
And then he drops it and it shatters into 7 pieces.
Now we have to go on a quest to find the 7 pieces.
Yeah,
7
they
crystals of Gingledoof.
Crystals of Tingaloof!
Man, should Hyala pull out the other 2 golems?
Did you ever get those back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I discussed it with you that
Yeah, in
I
the
seem
2
to
hours.
remember
yeah.
the conversation.
Yeah, so they're probably just in Hyala's bag of holding.
Yeah.
But yeah, she'll, Panaka's still around, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna pull out Panak's younger siblings and put them with them.
Panak just kind of looks at them and then kind of just starts trying to pat them on the head, and they start trying to pat him on the head.
Do they reach?
Yeah, they
No,
reach
he's
each
the
other. But that's when you notice Panak's definitely like got more mass to his body than the other two. He has
He's a
more
bigger
sand. He has been
2
given
of them
more...
were made with pocket sand.
Yeah.
I haven't had pocket sand in a while,
You can go outside and get some.
but it's hot out there.
It
Suck
is.
the suck.
Aw, poor
Yeah, how about you go get
baby.
Well, sorry, Nim, not all of us can project magical floating hands. Do everything
Yes!
for us.
How rude and what's the word I'm looking for? How rude and offensive of you! Not all of us are magically gifted. Some of us are magically handicapped. Cripples in the eyes of magic.
You didn't have to say all that.
What? It was the truth. I never
Why
tell
do
a
you-
lie.
I mean,
What do you
doesn't
both
mean you
think?
can't think
Be
of my
wrong.
feelings first.
What? You would prefer I tell you false truths instead of the truth?
Sometimes.
I mean, okay, so what about me means that I can't learn magic?
Well,
You have so little magical
for
aptitude.
example, this, and he kind of just reaches across the table, picks up a bar of Adam, takes his other hand, opens up your mouth and just puts the bar on your tongue and gently closes your mouth shut.
What?
Ew.
That's been on places.
And then he just takes the bar, pops it out of your mouth. Nothing happened.
It
Tingled. It was
it
cold.
tangled.
You're lying.
I couldn't
Remember?
teleport nowhere.
Now,
There's a
as he just wipes off the end and flips it around. Now, if I take this and even touch Nim with it,
Nim gets up and hides.
Nim's just like,
a cat running up the stairs.
Yeah, no. Don't even.
she gets the temporary newmies.
she's just like, she just goes up the stairs, just like,
No, Nim doesn't run, but still. The fastest you'll ever see her walk.
yes. If I even touch this to Nim, we'd probably have a wild search on our hands. But, you know, that's basically because she's an uncontrolled ball of crazy.
Oh yeah, but what about Yala?
He holds the rod out to Yala.
It's in his mouth. Who wants to touch that?
The other end! Shay, I said that!
It doesn't matter.
Hyala looks at it.
Go on, show the boy.
Oh, the boy.
Take the rod.
It
Uh,
hurts a little.
She puts her hand on it. She doesn't take it, just like sets her hand on top of it.
Well, if I don't let go of this thing, it's not going to do anything. I know.
And then she'll take it.
Grabbing a piece of stone, how difficult, what an arduous task. And she take it and he lets go. Instantly, the end he was holding forms a ball of light around it.
Does Hyala feel anything?
Roll perception.
Magicant?
Magic.
Nope.
I'll give you advantage, fam.
No, don't.
Well, I meant to say you get advantage.
Alright,
Ooh.
that's a better roll then.
Yeah, that is just slightly higher.
19 is higher than 1.
Thanks, advantage.
Takes advantage.
So, you feel much more powerful than you ever have before. You basically feel like you could bench press an entire cart.
That has nothing to do with magic.
I know, but you feel magically charged.
Mm.
And it was the way I thought of describing it. I'm sorry, I'm not good.
I feel offended. Nim feels like she's seconds away from death, and then you feel like you can bench press and fight God.
What are you talking about? Had you touched it, it would have surged and created a magical explosion because you're very magical. You weren't seconds away from death. You were seconds away from creating a massive explosion of flowers or some shit. You're thinking of Adam.
You're right, I was. I just wasn't gonna say it.
Boob.
I won't say what I was gonna say in response. It's fine.
And Zanzibar just holds out his hand for the rod back.
She'll give it.
My point exactly. Unless you'd like me to demonstrate what happens when I stop suppressing the Eve.
No.
Good, because I actually don't want to have to go and get more Eve. And creating it takes too much effort. Look, just because you're not magic doesn't mean you can't be a force to be reckoned with. Sometimes being smart is more important than being strong.
Yeah, but I ain't that neither.
Yeah, that's why you're learning!
Yala gets physical gains, Samson gets mental gains.
Gee, it's almost like when you study and read and practice and try, it's almost like you get better at something. Or do you expect me to believe that you just picked up a gun as a toddler, pulled the trigger, and managed to fire a shot that went around the world?
Oh,
I
you have
believe
it,
it.
Mama! She told you that story.
No, I'm not Oakley.
Who?
Oh, my headmaster.
Ah.
Nim
Fair.
almost.
But like, man,
Look, Samson, everyone has their faults. You weren't exactly gifted. Nim's overly gifted, and yet I'm like the only the 3 people on this planet that recognize it are all standing in this room, and well, Shala's a ball of trauma.
I thought that was gonna get a lot more offensive.
Yeah, right?
Everyone gets dealt a certain hand in life. Yours just happens to be that you have to work hard for what you get. Or, stumble up a hill.
The rich get richer, the poor get poorer.
Unless you're
Samson,
Samson.
and then Samson.
Samson is a rich poor guy who gets rich poorer.
and works hard downhill to stumble uphill.
Unreverse eat the food.
Yes. Samson really is of in.
Samson of ins the hot food, reverse out, eat the cooks the food, and then, yeah.
Why is it called rich? If you rich the poor rich and poor the rich rich.
If you rich
Okay,
the
so
poor,
Nim was
sell
fully
the lie.
Nim was fully expecting to be insulted a second time by this man in the span of 2 days. I was just surprised she wasn't.
The sooner you accept the fact that you have limitations is the very beginning of when you'll start to grow. It's not all about your strengths, it's about knowing your weaknesses. The most important thing you can do is cover for your weaknesses. If you do that, then more likely than not, you'll be an unstoppable force. Or do you think that I got to where I am by simply ignoring my faults?
Yeah, you make a good point.
Of course I do. I'm Zanzibar. I'm always right. Well,
Wrong.
I always tell the truth. I'm just right most of the time. And he takes the golden core and he puts it up. And speaking of being right most of the time, here's another prediction. Tomorrow, you're going to tame this thing! As he just slaps his hand on top of the golem core like the car salesman meme.
You're gonna tame this bad boy.
And by tame, I mean fight it into submission.
Now I'm fighting things?
Well,
I can do that.
well, yeah, you can. But you're basically support for her, as he just points at Nim. You're going to be the one doing it. He's just going to be the one there to make sure you don't die. And, well, you're a question mark. As he just points at Yala.
So if you look over at Nim is
You
just
may or may
making
not be
shapes.
present.
What is
You
Nim
are.
doing?
Nim is making magic shapes with her hand, like in the air, with prestidigitation.
See, you're already practicing the magic.
No, she's not.
And don't worry, the worst that can happen is I have to step in to make sure you don't get broken. Permanently.
I'm already broken permanently, thanks.
Does Yala actually say that?
No.
Dang it! Coward!
Why would Yala say that? Yala thinks Yala's fine.
Damn.
I am the epitome of mental health.
She's more broken than I thought she was.
I'm surprised that was an epiphany you came to.
Yala.
Maybe I wouldn't have to have these epiphanies if somebody shared more.
Yeah. Share more.
What is this sharing? But yeah, in short, she's gonna subdue this thing so that she actually has a golem. You're going to make sure she doesn't die, and, well, I'll step in if you both are going to die. I can't promise it won't be painful, but at least you'll still be breathing. That's something, right?
No.
I do like breathing.
Yeah, imagine finding out you take breathing for granted.
It's almost like Samson hasn't been choked 3 times this series. Samson knows the appreciation for breathing.
He do.
Yes, but has he lived for an extensively long time without oxygen?
Not yet. Felt that way in the bag of holding, though.
Samson got an inkling. Speaking of being here or not being here, have you come to a conclusion yet?
I needed to speak with you about that.
Oh? Well, I'm here, aren't I?
There's something I need to do before I can decide.
And that would be...
Road
You-
trip.
Do you need me to leave the room?
Do you want to?
need me to?
She's gonna, like, look between Zanzibar, Nim, and Samson a few times.
Nim is still drawing in the air. But only stops when the room goes quiet.
I guess it's up to you.
Up to Samson?
Samson.
Yeah, if he wants to leave or not.
The room, not in general.
No, I'm gonna stay, if that's alright.
Sure.
Aww. Ain't that sweet?
Kind of cringe. I'm kidding.
That'd be so funny for Nim's just like sitting on the stairs with like her hand in her palm, just like cringe.
Cringe!
Just like a hand flip.
This is the opposite of poggers.
Listen,
Well, start spitting it out.
I'd like to request the ability to discuss it with the rest of my clan. After all, as you said, I'm not making the decision for only myself.
A wise choice, I would say. Responsible, even. So if they said no and wanted to stay out of it, you would leave, and if they said yes, you would stay.
I would
Make my decision.
take their advice into consideration. Perhaps they have an alternative option, but I can't know unless I speak with them.
I suppose you are right, and I have very little reason to stand in your way, but me being me, and call me crazy, but if you tell them everything you know, and they want to go to war with me, how much pull are you going to have to stop them?
I can't imagine they'd be any match for you.
No, they wouldn't. Doesn't mean they wouldn't try. Or do I need to resurrect some ships off the coast for that point to be demonstrated?
I'm sure I can keep them from committing suicide in such a way.
Are you positive, or are you hoping that you can?
Well, I can't see the future.
So, in essence, you're hedging a bet. Did that go through? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I simply don't anticipate that if I tell them what you are and what your power is, that they'd have reason to attempt something. We're a rather pragmatic group.
Fair enough. However, there is still a chance that you will make a decision and not return. Which means, out of fairness, I would have to cut the cords beforehand and then let you figure out whether you're actually coming back or not. Which means I'm taking a risk. So, if I let you go back to discuss with them, I have only one condition before I agree.
Bring a gun.
Here you go.
This is your gun.
This is your
And?
gun now. You take care of it, okay?
I'm sure we'll meet each other again.
You like some 2 cleanings a day? Make sure you do it properly. Gunny number 7, you're a good boy. You take care of her.
And And remember, its favorite food is soup.
Yeah. Hyala seems a tad confused. She's like, could you not break the connection after the decision is made? How else would I communicate it?
Well, I could break the connection after, but if you walk through your homeland, I'm going to know exactly where they are. That's the thing. I can see what you see, and, well, I'm being fair, because in all honesty, if I know there's a chance that you may not come back, I take a risk. The second I cut my cord, you could try and turn on me and do anything. You may not even think to do that now, but that thought, that conviction may pop into your head the second I turn my back. So, of course, I'm going to map out every single thing you see there. I'm just being honest.
What? Hyala would never think to do anything wrong by you.
After all, it is true that although I've ignored it, you have thought about wanting to kill me on several occasions.
And you've
You
acknowledged
have?
that
What'd you
that's
say?
hardly far from the norm. She said you've acknowledged that that's not far from the norm.
Of course it's not far from the norm. But
Then
I'm
get the
not,
hell over it.
but I'm not
Not
foolish enough to let that go unnoticed. In fact, it's a large consideration of why I even brought any of this up in the first place. Why would I want somebody looming just behind my back, constantly looking for an opportunity to stab me? And if you did end up being foolish enough to do it, I'm pretty sure these two wouldn't like to watch me rip you fur from bleeding fur.
I wouldn't.
Straight from the boy's mouth.
Yeah, and so Hyala's gonna be like, and that's exactly why you know I won't.
Logical gymnastic, but logical nonetheless. That seems fair. Nevertheless, fine. I'll let you go discuss it early. You don't want me to cut the connection, I won't. But I still want you to go to the academy first. As he just sits there and just nets his fingers and lays his chin on them.
She's like, what for?
Well, call it a little advancement of plans. If you're going to go back this early, might as well talk to your headmaster firsthand. After all, I am predicting they are going to try and turn your home countries against me. Why not slip my foot in the door first and make my pitch? It would be in my benefit after all. And besides, I wasn't going to fight a war with just you three. That'd be impossible. We need allies, armies, soldiers to fight the good fight. How else were mortals supposed to feel like they're winning in this? If it's a civil war, well then, I can't necessarily be an army of one.
But an army of none, lol, XD.
I got him!
Yay!
Mic drop.
So, I'll let you
Howdy.
discuss things with your tribe, but at least give me what I need. Tell everything that happened to your headmaster, and let's see how the cards play out. After all, your assassination attempt is going to be literally pointed at him and the rest of them. Kiala doing a thing?
I mean, she's just listening.
No,
She's just
that
kind
was
of
the
giving
end
her
of it.
instructions.
Yeah, that was the end of his spiel.
If there are things in particular you need me to say, I would suggest telling me in advance.
No, just tell the truth. The truth should be self-evident enough of the deception that has been grasped, or has been laid out.
But there's far more to the plot to go to war than I'm aware of or want to be aware of.
Honestly, you really have all of the information. I can't tell you how the war's going to play out, but if it's mortals fighting mortals, then it's not mortals fighting me. And as we've already established several times, all of you against me still isn't going to play out for you. Technically, the more people that are on my side, the less people that will die in total. Civil wars are bloody, but the people who survive afterwards aren't part of the casualty count, now are they? I do have my math right. Yes, Samson?
Yeah.
What do you want to ask?
I just imagine
typically
him being
don't count
like,
the living among the dead.
I just imagine him being like, isn't that right, Samson? And the camera just like pans over to Samson like picking something out of his nails.
I thought you were gonna say picking something out of his nose! Just digging deep for gold inside of his nostrils. See? Straight from the boy's mouth. One does not count the living among the dead.
Unless they're your coat.
What coat?
Which, what a thing to find out only today for Nim.
Did Nim find that out?
Yes. It was addressed last session. No, this session, sometime. It was addressed at some point.
Oh, yeah.
So there's like a lull.
I am making sense, aren't I?
I suppose in your own way.
In your own way.
I just figured you wouldn't want it being me describing you to the masses.
This
Well,
tall, skinny punk?
well, as you did just say, you would be logical enough not to give me a cause to harm you. If I can trust you with not stabbing me in the back the second I turn my back, because, well, by your own admission, that'd be a little kooky. And the same reason that you haven't tried to kill me for as long as you've been, well, under this arrangement, or lack thereof, then I suppose you're right. I can trust you to say the truth. Because to do otherwise would most likely have consequences. Just because I believe in speaking softly and carrying a massive stick does not mean that I'm not willing to be negotiable.
She just kind of shrugs.
I want to see where Hyala went to school at.
Silence you! You have golems to fight and things to learn!
I don't fight well.
And that's why you're learning!
Samson, do something. Convince him. Use your words.
Will the two of you be alright with this battle all on
No.
your own?
I mean, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let them die. I still need them.
Nim does not think it's gonna be fine.
Not dying and not being hurt are different things.
So I use some restoration magic. Maybe dump a few potions down their throats. There is a
That's
reason.
even less. Jeepers.
I mean, if we're fighting a war, you really think you're not gonna get hurt? If you're adventurers, do you really not think you're going to be hurt? You're
I think
all.
there's no need to get hurt for something unrelated.
I mean, if
I'd
you
also like to point out Nim was not an adventurer before this.
yeah, you were just training to be one.
Yeah.
You were as much an adventurer as Samson was a student.
Yeah.
Well, Kiana, while you do make a good point, I am going to counter it with the fact that what would be the more sensible one? Throw them into a battle where they could die for real? Or throw them into training where, sure, they could get hurt, but they definitely won't die? Unless you think trial by fire by throwing a small child into a war and seeing what happens is a good way of rearing people up to protect themselves.
Damn.
Yeah, in Hyela's head, she's very angrily like, that isn't what happened. Externally, she's just gonna not reply.
Now, do you have to send her back tomorrow?
I could send her back whenever she wants to go. If she wants to stay for 3 months and then decide to go back, okay. She wants to leave right now, okay. She wants to leave in 5 minutes, okay. The great thing about instantaneous travel is it really just happens whenever. Also, how late do we want to go?
Yes.
Jade? Jay?
I'm here.
They're
Okay.
both on vacation. You're on
Yeah.
vacation. I can
12-hour
stay
session!
up.
Woo!
Woo!
You guys want to go until Jade passes out?
I think I'd probably pass
mean-
out first.
If we did that, then we would have stopped at 2 p.m.
Before we started.
Yeah. All right.
Zanzibar is just gonna stop after saying that, and he's gonna get this puzzled look on his face like, I really feel like I am forgetting something.
Snowdrop.
Snowdrop's doing his thing.
Snowdrop's taking forever.
Hyela's could be like, well, it seems a good idea to get it sorted out sooner rather than later, but if I can stay and be here when they fight, that would probably be best.
Yeah. We wouldn't want her to, well, be worried about us while trying to do her clan thing.
Aww. Look at you two caring about each other.
Guess Nim's just an unfeeling asshole in the corner.
Yeah.
bye, Nim.
Yeah, what was your first clue? You third wheel.
And then Hyela shoots Nim.
How could you do that?
That would totally happen.
Oh, Jade!
I can't believe Zanzibar would do this.
Wait, do what?
No, it's that meme.
Oh,
It's the meme where it's the fucking
I can't believe you've done this.
No,
No.
it's the who's the really funny guy?
He shoots someone
Eric
and then he's like,
Andre.
I can't believe someone else did this.
It's that
Yeah.
skit where Eric Andre shoots Hannibal Buress. He's like bang 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 bang. I can't believe someone would do that. Doesn't he reload and then pop more shots
Yes.
immediately after?
Yeah.
Oh, that is my second favorite skit from that
It's
show.
so good.
Bonus points to whoever knows my first. because I reference it all the time.
I only know one other one.
Is it Let Me In?
No. I do like that, though.
I don't know
funny
enough
meme.
about them, so.
I like the bitch one.
I like the one where he...
So
where he's
controversial
on
yet so
someone
brave?
No, I like the one where he's on someone's shoulders and they have a trench coat on and he's going to buy a car. He's like, "Hello, I'm looking for Harry. Hello, Harry. I would like to buy an automobile. Do you have something friendly? Maybe one that talks?" And it's just this giant, like, 10-foot man in a giant trench coat. It's so fucking good.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Shooting.
Actually, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Zanzibar was like, "Aw, look at you two caring for each other."
And, well, maybe you could help you with your clan stuff?
What?
What?
You are not going to Katma.
Why not?
We could help.
Because she's behind on her training and she's catching up, and, well, someone has to keep her company, or are you really going to leave her here with me alone? I could get so much more done with her education if I didn't feel like somebody was watching her.
I'm not 12 again.
You're right, you're just irresponsible. Because you've had almost a non-existent parental upbringing.
I've only broken one bone my entire life.
Yes.
Only one?
Because because the only thing that matters is the bones you break and not the bad habits you pick up from being a spoiled yet somehow not paid attention to brat.
I don't have any bad habits, excuse you.
Maybe the broken bones were the bad habits we made along the way.
Same.
And here I just thought it was the long-lasting emotional scars, but okay.
Well,
I mean, how else did you grow up to have a spineless disposition and an inability to want things for yourself?
I can buy the things I want. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah? Go buy them. Right now, go to the store.
Would he let Nim? Because Nim could.
Come on, go walk right out the door and show me where you're going to buy something to fix yourself. I didn't think so.
So, no, I'm actually debating if I want Nim to cast Teleportation Circle.
wouldn't that take a little while?
Take 10 minutes.
He just started taking out the rune chalk, lifting up the carpet, and just starting to draw a circle.
Yeah, no, Nim would legitimately go, like, shopping right now and, like, buy a new wardrobe.
Yeah, you wouldn't get past the first minute before he stopped you.
Now, wouldn't Katma be good for her training?
How so?
Cryomancy, also lots of ice.
Well, from what I've overheard from you two, because, well,
You
let's
shout
face it,
every
when
time
you train her really loud, and the boat was really small.
Have you ever heard of an inside voice?
Once she's done with all the watery stuff, she's gonna work on ice, right?
Well, that was if we still had time on the boat, and she already started her ice training.
And you did the water training when we were in the middle of the water. Why not do most of the ice training when we're surrounded by snow and ice?
I could eat the snow.
Hold on, I have to check something, because I think she
Then
actually
don't eat
is.
the snow.
I'm glad someone heard.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
there's actually
I heard you
nothing
eating the
there.
snow.
But it's like free snow cones.
Well, while you would have had a very good point a week ago, she's actually caught up on her cryo training.
What the
That's
frizzly
what all that
fuck
loud
behind
training
it?
you're talking about was. Now we're up to Geo and Pyromancy.
Then why don't I have my ice cream?
Because you didn't finish it. There's still 2 other things you have to know, but you're not strong enough yet. As they do say, the devil is in the details.
Details can go stuff it.
And at that, Zanzibar's just gonna snap his fingers and shoot you finger guns.
Nim's not even looking.
Yeah, Nim will get
Why'd
ice
you have to
cream.
be such a good student?
I'm sorry, I
You
rolled
bitch.
well.
Yeah,
How could you do this?
Nim will get
Can't
ice.
believe you would do this to me specifically.
Nim will get ice cream at 14th level.
Everyone needs to go dig a ditch and lie in it.
What do you think the tower is?
No, that's a prison cell of his own making.
It's pretty comfy. He likes it in his tower.
Yeah, because it's not hot as frick.
So, Sammy boy, got any other clever ideas to try and twist fate to your own advantage?
I mean, pyromancy would be really good to learn where it's really cold. Stop her from dying of, cold.
I can grow
So
fur.
you're attempting to, well, yeah, 1, she's a changeling, she could grow fur, and 2, you're suggesting that I throw her into the middle of the icy world, to the deadly ice plains, and tell her, learn fire or die. You might be an even more cruel teacher than I am, and that's saying something.
No. One, she wouldn't be alone, and 2, she wouldn't die from it. It would be learn fire, be uncomfortable. And I think we both know Nim hates that.
I think the funniest
true.
part is I'm not entirely certain whether you're genuinely trying to help Nim, or you're just trying to be close to Hyala.
Well, why not both? Samson's just gonna get really flustered and turn away.
Damn it, that's not there.
What's not
Not it.
there?
It's not important, don't worry about it. It's not available to me.
Aw, look at you, being dumb.
Mm.
Don't worry, you're endearing.
Thanks.
You don't know what
too?
endearing means, do you?
It has deer in it.
Ah.
That's actually really cute, not gonna lie.
Zanzibar literally just like leans his head into his hands and starts rubbing his face. Like he's
So deer
trying
confirmed to exist.
like he's trying to survive the impact of that comment.
Keep going, Mary May. I know I just said I was gonna try and take him down, but come on.
You are 1 in a million.
Means there's like at least 8 of them one can.
That would be really funny to say.
Yeah, Simpson has as many siblings as Praxis does.
Praxis has 13, thank you.
Yep, and the only difference to Praxis is all of them are just like Samson.
Actually, no.
How is this world not on fire?
Because
What do you mean? This world is very fire.
This world isn't on fire, just for reason.
No,
They
It's
so
not on
can't
fire
all
yet.
be in Varises.
most of Praxis' siblings are smarter than him.
Yes, I know. That's why I said unlike Praxis.
Oh, I thought you said his siblings are as smart as Samson, and I was like,
No.
No, unlike
not even
Praxis.
close.
It's just multiple copy. It's just carbon copies of Samson.
Yeah, but just with different hairstyle, different hair colors.
And
Literally
different
palette swaps.
That's only
And
the
I'll talk in the goofy voice.
Go.
Yeah.
Hi there, Samson. I missed you, brother. What's your name? Bobson. Then there's Danson.
You couldn't have gone for
Timson?
Jackson?
Jackson?
Praxon?
Praxton's the only one that's different, and he kind of looks like an Asimar.
You go with the disguise kit, but okay.
And then we find
I
out
imagine that they're all different flavors of rogues, too.
they're all different flavors of rogues, and then you find out Praxton's actually the long-lost son of Praxis.
Whoa.
Praxis does not need a child. Let's start
Oh my
there.
god, Praxis is an isekai hero.
I thought we knew that already.
Birth was a blessed
You guys
event.
haven't gotten to that arc yet.
Back on track. Samson is endearing.
But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's
Samson's
weird.
one of... Samson's endearing, he says that, then Zanzibar says, wow, you really are 1 in a million. Then he looks at Hyala. Isn't he 1 in a million, Hyala?
Wouldn't know.
Of course you wouldn't.
I've never met a million people.
Yeah, pretty much. And she just kind of like glances at Samson for a second and then looks elsewhere.
He still has like the brim of his hat like pulled over his eyes a bit.
Is he blushing or crying?
He just starts sobbing. He called you stupid.
He's
He
just...
said something dumb.
He's just crying so hard that his face is turning red.
You know, he's not crying, he's definitely a little flustered.
From the dumb comment or the endearing comment?
From the whole conversation.
And certainly one part in particular.
It has deer in it. And being stupid's like my natural habitat.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how to tell Samson he can go run off. But the only way I can think was Nim would phrase it. You can go run off and play with Yala.
That
I'm trying to find a better phrasing.
just sounds like wholesome phrasing.
Yeah, but they're about to do business, not go build snowman, which is what Nim wanted to do.
You
wanna...
If you know cryomancy, you could just build a snowman.
Yeah,
But
you
it's
can
not
just
the
go build a
same.
snowman.
Santax said I can't go out and play. I don't want to study anymore. I will run out the door. I want to go away.
I wanna go away!
I
Come
don't
on,
care.
And here,
They
the
come
sand is
and
coarse and rough and gets everywhere!
I just
Aw,
want to build
man.
a snowman.
I really wanna build a snowman!
Kala, don't go by.
Samson's such a dear!
No, he's a sheep. Sheeps.
Yeah, no, none of Nim's cryomancy would actually allow her to just create snow at will. At least not yet. I think that's a higher level.
I mean, if you can create water and then make it cold.
I can freeze
Well,
water
she makes
with
ice.
a single touch.
Yeah, she can make ice, but that's not snow.
Just shave the ice down.
Yeah. Let's invent
Yeah.
ice next session.
Yeah, Nims sit there with a knife and a block of ice and just going.
Well, if she spreads the water really, really thinly,
I could make rolled ice.
you could then freeze it over and pile it back up. Samson wouldn't know that, no, because he literally only seen an illusion of ice.
No, you saw actual ice.
Oh, I thought that was just you, showing
No.
off lights.
Nim made literal snow.
Ah. What the fuck? Make a snowman!
That was several different steps!
Anyway, where were we?
Samson?
Okay, Samson, do a thing.
Are you sure you don't need our help? He's gonna turn to Yala.
Please ask for a help.
I'll be alright.
Oh. Okay.
Help. She does look like she's about to say something else and then decides against it.
I trust you'll be fine. I can't say I wouldn't be a little excited to go see it. I've seen snow once.
I'm
Perhaps
sure you'll
someday.
be there. Eventually.
Don't worry, Samson. You can go hang out with Yala. I'll be fine. Studying. You can just hear the like
Hold on.
snark and
It's just like, it's fine. It's definitely fine. It's not like I would be insulted if you guys just like left without me or something.
Nah, everyone
Now-
will leave him eventually. It's
now-
you guys' turn.
Sorry, because I've been conditioned to think otherwise, but does Nim actually say that?
Yeah, no, Nim actually says that.
Okay.
Whoa.
It's fine, you guys can go.
Oh wait, are you talking about everyone leaves Nim, or what I said before that?
What you said about actually saying that, hey, go do the thing.
Yeah, Nim says, hey, go do the thing, it'll be fine.
And then she sits there and pouts.
No, Nim's just salty about the
Oh.
studying part, because she wanted to build a snowman with Yala and Samson.
Hey, Nim, I brought you a gift. What? Dumps the bag of holding full of snow.
Instantly starts melting in the
Oh wait,
sands.
no, I got something for this. Throws the ice stone on it. We don't have very long. Let's build a snowman.
Speed snowmanning.
By the time it's done, it's already melted. That'd be
Throw
the
other ice
saddest
stones
thing.
on it.
Quick! Quick! Get the head on! It's melted! It's melted! Just like turning to steam. Ah, it's gone.
Yeah, but Nim told you to go with Yala.
And then
And
Samson
Shell's
will
just
turn-
thinking, I didn't okay that.
well, Samson's gonna turn over between Zanzibar and Yala's like, well,
I think Nim needs all the help she can get. But if you two want to be alone together, I suppose that's okay too.
it's not about that.
He's just
Making
sitting
it
there
weird.
shaking a bottle of alchemical fluid. Go on, what were you saying?
I think it's better I go off alone. Which is the weirdest thing Hyala has. It's like the least Hyala thing Hyala has said this whole session.
My, how the turnstable.
What?
It's just that.
No, that was at Zanzibar, actually.
Oh.
It's a corruption.
Fine, either way. You don't want to talk to me. You just want to talk to old creepy grandpa. It's fine.
It's a
Oh,
corruption.
you don't want to talk to me, I say, as I don't want you to come along.
What a
Hey.
tsundere! Oh no, I dropped my Smirnoff. It's smeared. Away.
It's smearing on the floor.
Smirnoff? I had one of those.
What'd you say, Jade? My headset fell off.
Oh, Smirnoff. I tried Smirnoff Ice finally this week.
Oh, how'd you like?
It was good. I have never had any alcoholic beverage that tasted so little of alcohol.
Yeah, it's basically there to.
It was
It is
very
called
close
light.
to undetectable.
Yeah, that's the problem with things like Smirnoff Ice is they're very good, but it's very easy to pound them back.
Yeah, I definitely think I might actually get more. Try some of the flavors.
Oh God, my shoulder!
Uh-oh. Don't dying.
Oh,
Smirnoff.
oh, that
You've
really
been-
hurt.
You've been role-playing as an old man too long.
Yeah, I don't know what it is because the weather hasn't been that bad, but my shoulder's been really screwed.
Yeah, my arm's been hurting me too.
I have a
Oh, okay.
no, I have like a bad rotator cuff in my left shoulder,
I work too much.
so it just clicks. And lately, it's felt like it's been tearing in two.
Yeah. I mean, my shoulders are a bit sore from being poked excessively, but...
Poked except
I feel
what
okay.
happened?
What? I just got shots, man.
Oh,
I always get my flu shot when I do my physical.
I thought
Oh.
I thought you were about to stop and I just got shot.
I thought you meant like poked a bunch of times, like they did a test battery. You know, like they took a
Oh.
bunch of fluid.
No, usually when I say poke, I mean with a needle.
Well, yeah, that's how you do a battery of tests. You take multiple samples. You know that.
I actually have to go in tomorrow to get my labs done. Yeah.
You are concerning me with your health. I don't want bad thing happen, Jim. Jim, be okay. Otherwise,
they're just-
be not okay.
They're just normal labs, man.
No, I wouldn't know that.
Do you not get them every year?
No.
Oof. It's fun, I get it back, and then everyone is surprised that I don't have a vitamin D deficiency. Because I don't leave my house.
And I do, and I leave my house often.
I don't.
Yeah, I take vitamin supplements, so all that stuff I'm usually pretty good with. I think the only issue last time was like very, very slightly elevated. What was it? Chloride? Anyways, my personal medical information aside.
Yeah, so I don't want you to come with me, Baka.
But he has Zanzibar or something, right?
He's gonna have to ask you again. I don't remember.
That was the last thing that was said.
The last thing was said was what? So not a very great point to branch off from.
What was the thing
He
before?
said what to what?
So I joked that the what was to the turntables. Table
Oh,
turn. But the
yeah.
what was actually to Hyala.
Oh, okay. And
What do
her
you mean,
saying,
what?
you don't have to come with me. I'll be fine.
Baka.
She's just gonna be like, huh?
Well, I guess I don't have any business sticking my nose what you gotta do back at home, so...
But it's always helpful to have an extra pair of eyes and hands.
Shut up, Nim.
No! Nim can't go, someone's going. Aside from Yala. You guys are gonna have fun and build stupid snowman?
We are decidedly not.
In Nim's mind, that is
In Nim's mind, she's trying to send them on vacation.
Yeah.
Okay,
In
so you have to
Yala's
understand,
mind, she has the entire future of her clan resting on her shoulder right now.
you have to understand that Nim only knows oddly specific things about Yala's life, and she just found out today apparently there was a war.
And in Samson's mind, well...
Samson has a mind well?
Fluster,
Yeah.
fluster.
All the talks about Yala's traumatic home life until kind of today.
I'm fine, don't worry about it.
So
You know.
Nim's like, what's the problem?
Yeah, what's the best way to train someone to fight? Give them a safe environment to possibly fail, or, throw them into the middle of a fucking lake!
I like
She had
swimming.
lots of opportunity to train before she was... She was... in
I know.
very intensive
that
training from like 2 to 7 and then continuous training 7 to 9 and then she was thrown in the middle of the war unprepared.
Yeah, no. He knew that. He was purposely simplifying it to make a point. Being that what he'd be doing with them would be exactly what Yala did. Well, exactly in terms of... Yeah. Anyway, where are we at?
This... We're at an impasse. Because nobody knows what wants to be done right now.
I mean, Hyala has specified she was planning to go alone.
Well, yeah, but you're edgy right now. We can't trust you to go alone.
I
What's the
don't know
worst
what
that
you
could
mean.
happen if you bring Samson?
Can't say the thing I need to say. Wait, so Nim actually asks that?
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen if you bring Samson?
It's simply a distraction. The decision will be made faster if I can go in, ask the questions I need, and leave. Or stay, I suppose.
So I almost said, but if Samson goes with you, then he can tell me about your daughter. Nim only has superficial reasons, so...
Wow, Nim being superficial?
She also knows next to nothing about Hyala's home life, except it's really, really cold. Something about fishing. There was a war. Avalanche.
I guess there would also be the issue of, like, if Simpson comes, we'd have to feed him.
He has rations.
I guess.
Like, what do you mean you'd have to feed me? Oh. Oh, that's right.
It'd be funny. The rations just freeze.
No, that's not what I was thinking of. But I'm not going to say it
Refrigeration.
unless it happens.
Okay.
That sounds ominous.
I fear. Samson invents ice cream.
Is there some other kind of meaning to eat? Wait, no. I was not intending it to be an actual thing!
No!
Oh,
No.
oh,
No!
Hard stop.
I think we take that and
And
we
put it over
in the
there!
garbage, and then we take the bag out of the garbage
And
and we
burn it.
throw it in the fire.
I meant
Oh,
to
hey,
say...
that's where Hala's emotions were, too.
I meant to say
No.
feeding things, and then I said eat instead, and we're gonna...
You backed us back into the spot. We are getting out of this spot.
Yes, we are backing up, backing up, backing up,
Backing
backing up,
up,
backing
backing
up. You're good. You're good.
Y'all heard nothing?
You're good. You're good. You're.
Listen, it's not that I don't trust you to be fine. I've learned my lesson from that kind of thinking. It's that I'm just worried about the whole situation.
I don't see what there's to be worried about.
We like yellow, okay?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that she might not come back. I don't know if that's what he means, but that's what I think he means.
Well, if you
It
don't
might.
come back, it's good for you. If you do come back, it's good for them. Zanzibar doesn't see the issue. Either way, someone wins. And part of that winner's pile will always include Zanzibar, and that's what he cares about.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, stay winning, no cap.
Either way, I get what I want, so. That was above board.
I guess just forget I said anything.
Not like I care about you or anything.
It's not like I'm thinking thoughts or anything.
Yeah, about how devastating it'd be to separate, whatever.
I think we're all thinking that. Kiala just to a lesser extent, because she's the one who would be leaving.
Gal's the one who's trading up, so
Yeah.
Getting traded to the Mets.
all about the Mets, baby.
It's all about the tribe, baby. It's all about the tribe. Come on, tribe. Let's go, tribe. Woo, tribe. Woo,
Love my
let's go,
tribe. Let's go.
Love my tribe. Let's go. No more tribe. No more tribe. Let's go. Woo, yeah. It's not all about winning, Zanzibar. It's all about the tribe, baby. Let's go, tribe. Daisuke tribe. It's.
Home run! Ikuzo, it's.
Ikuzo tribe. It's a tribe. Ikuzo. We're relevant here on the TOZ campaign channel.
Yep,
thing.
we're not
Join our
dating.
Discord.
But don't. No normies.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't worry about joining.
Remember
the
to
Discord.
dislike because it doesn't mean jack shit to anyone anymore.
It also stopped
Yeah.
appearing for people.
Yeah. No normies, we already have too many of those.
Yeah.
With the four of us.
Yep. All of us normal. Normal,
filled the
normal
normie.
can normal.
Ah,
Word.
yes, I am the most normal. My name is Norm Normalson.
Norm!
Oh look, our favorite NPC.
Norm!
Yes. Yes.
stupid thing. Why would an NPC ever say that over and over again?
No.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, there we go.
No.
Yes, his cousin, no.
No.
I have spoken. I have spoken.
And their creepy uncle, perhaps.
Perhaps. And their creepy uncle. Hi, everybody.
Anyway,
Trying to-
is anything else going to be discussed?
I'm trying to decide if I want them to say, but if you did leave, how can we say goodbye if no one goes? Where's a coin? Where's my coin?
In roll 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't make a very satisfying flip. Like, will this pick up or will I just, like, flick a
I
middle
can roll
coin?
for it.
Roll the coin.
I almost hit my laptop. I don't even know if it picked up on the audio.
It did.
It did.
It makes such a satisfying sound, doesn't it?
It does go
Click.
coin.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. But if no one goes with you, how could we say bye? If you decide to stay.
Y'all's gonna look at Zanzibar.
How would you wouldn't leave without saying bye, would you?
Well,
I mean,
you could always
she did
say.
admit that she was gonna do that.
Well, you could always say bye preemptively. Say goodbye now, and then if she never returns, then you don't have to say it. You already said it.
Only losers do that. I'm kidding.
But wouldn't that get a little awkward when she comes back after we had this whole heartfelt moment?
I
Well,
said
you,
sayonara and then we walked the same direction.
well, you could say goodbye and not say goodbye forever. I'll never see you again. Be well. I miss all the time we spent together. If only I could be around you longer. I mean, now how will the sun ever rise over the horizon again without me seeing your face? As he just looks more at Samson.
I feel like he's putting emotions on Samson at this point.
He'll just be like, Nim, I think he's gone off the rails.
Or
Only
you
now?
could or
Yeah.
if you want to be manipulative about it, as he looks at Nim, bye. I hope I see you again. If you leave me forever, you know, I'll survive, kind of.
I'm not manipulative.
Or you could say bye like a certain other person. And he just stares at... He just gets up, stands next to Hyala, and just stares at both of you and says absolutely nothing for a solid 20 seconds. So
He's
there's...
implying something. I don't know what.
So
No.
there are 3 distinct ways to say goodbye.
Nim said she's not manipulative, so...
Walks over, starts playing with his alchemy stuff. Look, as long as you 3 put some brain cells together and figure it out, I really don't care.
Kel just looks at the other two.
Besides, it might be more heart-wrenching if she decides to stay and then I have to pull you away kicking and screaming from Katma. I say rip it off like a band-aid.
Of course you would.
You're into that kind of thing, you freak. Anyway.
Does she actually?
No! No one would know
Nothing
that.
kinkier than
why I had
Band-Aids.
to- This is why I had to double check.
You always do. No one will ever.
Of course I would
No
say
one
that.
will ever know.
Oh, surprise, surprise! I suggest the most logical and, odd turn of events, the least painful method to getting over something. Oh, woe is me! How could I ever think to suggest something that would be minimal in its pain?
I mean,
As he goes back to, pouring liquids from one flask to another.
Says the person who shoved a sword in Nim's arm.
I mean, by that same logic, I would have just left my mom somewhere and gone on with my life.
Well, yeah, if you were a disgusting, deplorable example of what a human can be.
But I'm not. I don't like leaving behind people that are important to me,
Yes,
no matter what it costs me.
but there's a difference. Your mother was old, sick, and dying. Well,
She's not that old.
is still old, sick, and dying. She's older than you.
How
That's
old is
true.
I mean, one would hope.
So
Shut it!
how's that going, by the way?
No, I haven't had a chance to check. I would assume she's still breathing because when I last looked at her, she should still be breathing.
How long ago was that?
He just thinks on it. I don't know, what, a few weeks? Back when you asked me when we were at Zan's?
Oh. Oh.
Yes, surprising, I've been busy.
How old is Samson's mom?
Also, there's also a distinct difference. Like I said, your mother's decrepit and sick, and, well, Shala's a functional living person.
Functional.
Well off, but she can walk. She does have the ability to talk, and she can make decisions for herself.
At times.
Surprise,
Depends
surprise!
on the day.
Surprise!
Yeah, I like how you say she can make decisions for herself while we are discussing her plan to go try to not make the decision for herself.
And is currently not deciding on how to make that decision.
Oh, of course, if it makes it easier, I could always rescind the offer entirely as he just lifts his arms above his head and playfully starts pouring one liquid from one test tube into the other.
That's gonna like ruin Samson's mood. It's like, that ain't even funny to think about.
Yeah, no one likes a douche canoe.
Of course
I don't say.
not.
Nim says that.
So
I mean, I say that.
obviously, it would be beneficial to actually make a decision and stop running in circles, wouldn't it?
You can sleep on decisions and they still turn out okay.
Yes. Oh.
Surprise, surprise, I'm right again.
Who hurt you?
What?
Don't ask that question. We don't have time to get into that.
Do you have the time?
We don't have the lifespan to get into that.
That's what it was.
Like, do you want the abridged list?
Even the abridged version, we would actually be here in universe for the next 2 years. Half of the names aren't even pronounceable.
Nice.
Bless you.
With that, he sits down, the empty test tube, corks the other one, and gives it a quick shake. Turns around and it changes color slightly, and he just walks over to Hyala and hands her the vial.
And this is?
That native wildflower that grows on Zanzibar. It's a synthesized extract put into an aqueous solution. Basically,
Just give me frickin' LSD.
here's a shot. Here's a liquid shot of that stuff you like so much.
He just gave you a fucking tincture.
A tincture.
Of morphine.
A tincture of catnip.
Cheapers.
He just gave you some bong water.
Hiel is just gonna be like, if I may ask, why?
If I may ask, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Because
that's the implication, but she just says why.
Well, you're going home. You're probably going to deal with a lot of stress and a lot of things. Maybe even overturn some old feelings. The least I can do is give you something to take the edge off.
It's called vodka.
Yes.
She's just like, if last time has anything to go by, it takes a little bit too much edge off.
Which is why I diluted it. I'm an alchemist. I also dabble in alchemy. I know how to mix chemicals together.
And here I thought you were just a dweeb.
Believe it or not, I tend to be cruel only to people who wrong me. And so far, you haven't wronged me, just irritated me. Besides, if I hated your guts, why would I be offering you the chance to go home? It'd be easier to drown you. Or burn
Because you hate her guts and don't want her in your life anymore?
Or open up that window and literally throw you out of it. It's not like something could actually stop me from doing that.
Wouldn't
That's
you
not
land
very
on her
nice.
feet though?
I mean, yes, but this tower is still tall enough that by the time she hits the ground, her knees will explode.
Ew, that'd be bad.
Yeah, the joints in her knees would probably explode, the fluid would leak into the other parts of her legs, shrapnel of kneecaps, bones, and other
We don't
ligaments.
need a mental image.
I've had enough medical lessons for the day.
So, I'm trying to do something that one could perceive as nice. Do you want your liquid blunt, or do you want to waste my time?
She'll take it and put it in her bag.
Jeez, man. Take your alcohol really serious.
Literally, just like, here's some bong water.
And he'll go over, sit on a stool where the three little golems are, and he'll just nonchalantly just, like, be pushing, basically messing with them slightly, like he's bored. Pushing them over, watching them react, watching them play
Bullying
with each
them.
other. Not bullying them, but you know, like, what's the word to describe? You know, like how you might play with a batch of kittens that are just like rolling around each other.
Yeah. That sounds adorable.
Gasp! Zanzibar doing something adorable? Ah,
Yeah.
what campaign is this? Kala can add a vial of bong water to her inventory.
Is it like one dose worth, or?
It's one dose. It is a shot of catnip. That's pretty much all it is.
Cool.
If you want a duration,
One high.
Why not just make it the same as the...
1
Ash.
hour.
Damn. You get a new D2?
Do you like us? Yes or no?
Homie's like, don't call it a comeback, I never left.
Woo! Yeah, baby! Woo! For those of for those of you watching at home, apparently our D2 likes us now. It said so. Jade, I got a question.
I have chicken. Why? What's the question?
Why do you
Should
have chicken?
I take a
It's
sip?
dinner.
Should I take a sip of this prickly pear flavored vodka?
Yes.
Okay. Didn't even have to roll with it. She was just like.
Or did you want me to roll for it?
No, you're fine. I just wanted you to answer.
Open. I have been very slowly eating dinner over the past 2 hours.
I crammed it all down my gullet before we got started.
I'm debating on getting.
We are not the same.
This is.
Yes, because we started at 1 o'clock for me, which is a little early for dinner.
Okay, that's kind of weird.
That
It's kind of
Sweet.
like a mix of.
prickly pear and vodka.
I wouldn't.
Whoa.
See, I know it's supposed to be prickly pear, but I don't get prickly pear. I get like.
It's not prickling enough.
No, like fake strawberry.
Mm.
Like artificial strawberry and vodka. Like that sweet fruit flavor that's not quite sweet. With the ever so slight hint of cotton candy vibes? It's weird. I don't think I like it.
Mm.
But then
Tragic.
again, that kind of tracks, because I am notorious for thinking flavored vodka is garbage. Sacrilege, as some people might think that is. I think vodka should be vodka because they try and... Okay, side tangent.
Don't worry, fella. It disgusts me too.
Side tangent. A lot of the flavored vodkas end up having to use what feels like really artificial imitation flavors because, well, as some people may know, alcohol doesn't carry flavor very well because it just overpowers it or nullifies it. So, pretty much every flavored vodka I've ever tasted literally just tastes like the thing but fake. Hence why I think it's crap. Smirnoff Ice is cool though, because it doesn't try and be flavored vodka. Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm going to try the Smirnoff Orange, and we're going to go back to talking whatever we were talking about.
Cuckant.
Oh yeah, Zanzibar playing with the golems.
Decident.
After dealing Hyala some liquid kush.
Not Kush dealer.
I genuinely can't remember what I named the cat flower.
We've been calling it Hyala's hash for like
Yes.
6 months.
But he actually... I think you decorated the journal Zanzibar gave you with some of it.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
I
it
enjoy
got
bookmark,
named
yeah.
there. So
Yeah,
I
the
put it-
scientific name of the flower, I think, is somewhere in General Campaign.
Okay, if it's not in
Lignus
general...
Dignus.
If it's
Mhm.
not in general campaign info, I'm going to place a bounty on it, and the reward will be a 20 for whatever session you deliver. That like you can have a free 20 for this session kind of deal, for whatever session you present the information for.
Cool.
But yeah, like that only applies if it's not in general campaign info. So you can start looking now. But anyway, Zanzibar dealt some sweet drogas to Hyala. Los drogas.
The drug deal of Zanzibar.
The drug deal of Zanzibar.
There you go.
Was it in
How'd you
general
find it so
campaign
fast?
info?
Yep, I replied to it, so it got pulled down.
Fearless Morales. Morales.
Hyala's hash.
Was it pinned already?
No.
I don't think so.
That's where I checked first and I didn't see it.
Soren are now called Jinkies. #facts. Oh, Jid.
Who knows what that even means? Anyways, are we talking about anything else? Or?
I mean, I feel like we came to a perfect close of just, hey, y'all make the decision about what decision you're not going to make.
What?
And take
You heard
Samson
me?
with you.
Or don't.
Or do.
I mean, her plan was go alone, so
Or take Samson with
that
you.
hasn't really changed. And we'll just say goodbyes just in case.
So that's our close?
Seems good to me.
I suppose.
Shay?
I mean, are we like trying to wrap up the session? Because there's one thing I might do.
I don't care.
For the
What?
session? I mean, I have to go at midnight, but that's not for another, like, 45
Hour.
minutes, more or
Hmm.
less.
I'm game for whatever
Yeah,
you guys have to do.
I was
'cause
gonna like wrap up the day.
Yeah, it is
Basically.
late in the day.
Cuddle
she was-
time.
Kiala was just gonna be like, well, all of this is gonna be decided after whatever this fight is tomorrow. For now, let's go to bed. And then just, like, go over to Nim. Be like, sleepy time.
Cuddles.
Cuddle time! Now that Samson doesn't think it's creepy, hopefully, anymore.
Get
Now
her,
that you know the birds and the bees.
get her last cuddles in.
So yeah, if the conversation was kind of waning down, that's what she would do.
You're like, just make the decision later.
Well, I mean, she can't leave to go talk to her clan until
Yeah, that
fight's
part was
over.
decided, so we'll just decide after the fight.
yeah. Just be like, come on, Nim, let's go.
Okay.
Question is, do you guys bring up dinner?
When they leave, Samson's gonna go, oh, I'm hungry.
Kiala ate a ration.
Nim doesn't have any rations.
Lop.
So you notice on the bed there's like a giant pillow fort.
And no pillows anywhere else on the bed.
Okay, well then Kiala's gonna pause by the side and be like,
Pause.
die.
Will do.
Kiala's gonna be like, this is how he keeps his bed?
No, I did this.
Why?
Pillow forts are comfortable.
I see.
I don't think pillows make proper fortification.
Not meant to.
Kiala's gonna just kind of like awkwardly try and squeeze inside of it. But she's,
can take-
I assume, larger than.
Yeah, for like every 10 minutes you guys took. No, for like every 10 minutes you guys took, Nim started making it bigger. So she eventually did use all the pillows. So it,
It is somehow 5 times larger than the bed.
5 times larger than the bed, and Kiala still can't fit her. That's it.
No, Kiala's just like sitting cross-legged inside the fort, like,
yeah, if Samson wants to bring up dinner, Nim also hasn't eaten and has no rations. So
Yeah, but Sam's gonna do it after you guys head upstairs already. He's
Yeah.
gonna bring up to Zanzibar.
I mean, he could bring Nim food, or Nim could go back down.
you said you wanted to come.
We have all night.
Could be the last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can take down the pillow fort.
Do you take down the pillow fort?
I mean, Kiala's not gonna mess up Nim's architecture. She's trying to be accommodating.
Nim just summons gets on the bed, summons a mallet. Alright, demolition day!
I was actually just thinking, like, Nim would motion Kiala to come to, like, where the pillow fort isn't and just knock down a singular pillow and the whole thing crashes.
Yeah.
She just takes out, like, a tiny little pillow tag. Like a tiny little tea pillow, and the whole thing just starts rumbling.
I knew I should have added another support beam, but whatever. Looking at the massive
Apparently,
pillow.
apparently in Glotnia, you can minor in architecture if you want to.
You guys didn't?
Nope.
I never went to class.
As long as I can make an igloo, I'm good.
Hey Zanzibar, what are we doing for dinner?
Kind of feeling fried chicken.
Didn't we eat earlier?
Yeah, but people need to eat
No.
3 times a day.
Yeah, when we were on the Oh my god, I forgot about the boat! And he literally just shoots up, snaps his fingers.
When you said shoots up, I assumed he actually just launched himself into the ceiling.
No, he sticks a heroin needle in his arm.
That would be thematic with the very last part of this section.
Yeah.
This is
I feel
the
like-
drug episode.
So yeah, no.
Kids,
He snaps his
don't do
fingers,
drugs.
disappears,
This episode is about drugs and sex.
and just
And
fall-
violence.
falls into Granny Zed's house and hits into the table, to which she just like screams, and he goes running out of the house towards the dog. Cut away to the Umber Rose, taking incoming cannonballs and fire, as Rosebeer's just going, "Come on, guys! Just a little bit more, we're gonna get away from them! Oh, good lord, why is the word coming to an end? Oh, God! Ah! They're running
not
around
funny.
trying to shoot the cannonballs from hitting the deck as the Everdolly Grand Fleet chases them down. And, if there's nothing else to do, I think that's a good note to end on.
Huh. I think I got rations in here somewhere.
everyone but Nim has food on them. Nim has apples, actually.
No, Samson has all the apples.
Yeah, but they're Nim. She bought them.
Yeah, but she has Samson carry all of them.
Yeah, because you're her mule.
That is
True.
not why.
And Zanzibar's Yellow's mule.
No.
For drugs.
Marciala's dealer.
Yeah, you're right. I got the terms confused. Anyway, goodbye, everybody!
Woo.
Actually, you know what? Let's give it 60 seconds, because it's 5:59. Alright. Woo, everybody, yeah, goodbye. Goodbye. We'll just say goodbye for an entire 60 seconds.
Hey, you, behind the screen, get the fuck out of here. The hell are you
Leave
doing?
already. What are you still doing here?
Yeah, what are you
a
still
fucking
doing?
loser?
What, you
Why
think
are
there's gonna be
watching
some end
D&D?
credit
Why are
thing?
you watching other people play
Die.
D&D?
Yeah, why don't you join us in our session? We had 2 people quit anyway.
Go work at a bank. Idiot.
Participate in capitalism.
Yeah! Participate in your society. We live in one. Yeah!
No.
Participate in society.
Society. Your
Participate,
society.
Jade. You gotta participate in society.
The
Participate.
snowdrop came back.